Caitanya-caritāmṛta. We are in Madhya-līlā, chapter 6, the liberation of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Gurudev ki Jaya Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki Jaya Sri Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī Prabhu ki Jaya Sri SCSMath Bhakti Swami Prabhupada ki Jaya and all the devotees ki Jaya. So Mahaprabhu is at the house of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya and they're having a discussion. We're going to continue in text 59. Ami balaka sannyasi bandamanda nahi jani tomara asraya nilun guru korimani. I am a young sannyasi and I actually have no knowledge of what is good and what is bad. Therefore, I'm taking shelter of you and accepting you as my spiritual master. So this is Mahaprabhu saying this to Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya. Tomara sangalagi mora ihan agamana sarva prakare karibe amaya palana. I have come here only to associate with you, and I am now taking shelter of you. Will you kindly maintain me in all respects? Ajiye haila amara badai pipati taha haite kaile tumi amara avyahati. The incident that happened today was a great obstacle for me, but you have kindly relieved me of it. So we are going to hear a little bit of what happened, what was the incident. Bhaṭṭācārya kohe, ekale tumi na jayuha darsane, amara sange jave kimba amara loka sane. The Bhaṭṭācārya replied, Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya replied, do not go alone to see the deity at the Jagannath temple. It is better that you go with me or my men. Prabhu kohe, Mandira vitare na jaiva, Garudera pase rahi darsana kariba. The Lord said, I shall never enter the temple, but shall always view the Lord from the side of the Garuda Stamba. Gopinathacharya kohe Sārvabhauma tumi gosanyire lanya karaiha darshana. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya then told Gopinathacharya, take Gosvāmī and show him Lord Jagannath. I think Gopinathacharya was the brother-in-law of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya. Amara matri swasagriha nirjanastana tahan vasa deha kora sarva samadhana. Also, the apartment belonging to my maternal aunt is in a very solitary place. Make all arrangements for him to stay there. Gopinatha Prabhulanya Tahan Vasadila Jala Jala Pratadika Sarva Samadhana Kaila. Thus Gopinathacharya took Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the residential quarters and showed him where to find water, tubs and water pots. Indeed, he arranged everything. So, do you follow? Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya is making arrangement for the Lord's a place to stay, and he instructed Gopinathacharya, who is the brother-in-law of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya, to provide residential quarters for the Lord and provide everything he needed. Aradina Gopinatha Prabhustane Giya Sayotana Darasana Karai Lalanya. The next day, Gopinathacharya took Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to see the early rising of Lord Jagannath. Mukunda Datalanya Aila Sārvabhauma Stane Sārvabhauma Kichutanre Balila Vachane Gopinathacharya then took Mukundadatta with him and went to Sārvabhauma's house. When they arrived, Sārvabhauma addressed Mukundadatta as follows. Prakriti vinita sannyasi dekite sundara amara bahu priti vade inhara upara. The sannyasi is very meek and humble by nature, and his person is very beautiful to see. Consequently, my affection for him increases. Purport. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya considered Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu a very humble and meek person because although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a sannyasi, he still retained his brahmachari name. The Lord took sannyasi from Kesava Bharati in the Bharati Sampradaya, in which the brahmacharis, the assistants of the sannyasi, are named Chaitanya. Even after accepting sannyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu retained the name Chaitanya, meaning a humble servant of a sannyasi. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya appreciated this very much. Kon sampradaya sannyasi karja chena grahana kiva nama inhara suniti haya mana. From which sampradaya has he accepted the sannyas order, and what is his name? Gopinatha Kohe, Nama Sri Krishna Chaitanya Guru Inhara Keshava Bharati Maha Danya. Gopinathacharya replied, the Lord's name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and his sannyasi preceptor is the greatly fortunate Kesava Bharati. Sārvabhauma Kohe, Inhara Nama Sārvabhauma Bharati Sampradaya Inho Hayena Madhyama. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya said, Sri Krishna is a very good name, but he belongs to the Bharati community. Therefore, he is a second-class sannyasi. Gopinatha Kohe, Inhara Nahi Vaja Peksha, Ataeva Vada Sampradayera Nahika Apeksha. Gopinathacharya replied, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not rely on any external formality. There is no need for him to accept the sannyasi order from a superior sampradaya. Shall we read the purport? Purport. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas from the Bharati Sampradaya community, which belongs to the disciplic succession of Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya introduced names of his sannyasi disciples, and these are 10 in number. Out of these, the surnames Tirtha, Asrama, and Saraswati are considered topmost. In the monastery of Sringeri, the surname Saraswati is considered first class, Bharati second class, and Puri third class. A sannyasi who has very nicely understood the slogan Tat Twam Asi, and who takes his bath at the confluence of the rivers Ganges, Yamuna, and Saraswati is called Tirtha. A person who is very eager to accept sannyas, who is detached from worldly activities, who has no desire for any kind of material facilities, and who is thus saved from repeated birth and death, is known as ashrama. When a sannyasi lives in a beautiful solitary place in the forest and is freed from all material desires, he is called vana. A sannyasi who always lives in the forest and renounces all connections with the world in order to be elevated to the heavenly planets, where he can live in the Nandana Kanana, is called Aranya. One who prefers living in the mountains, engaging in the study of Bhagavad Gita, and whose intelligence is fixed, is called Giri. One who prefers living in great mountains, even amongst ferocious animals, to attain the summit of philosophical speculations, understanding that the essence of this material world is useless, is called Parvata. A sannyasi who has dipped into the ocean of the absolute truth and collected some valuable stones of knowledge from that ocean, who never falls from the regulative principles of a sannyasi, is called sagar. One who has learned the classical art of music, who engages in its culture, and who has become expert and completely aloof from material attachment, is called Saraswati. Saraswati is the goddess of music and learning, and in one hand she holds a musical instrument called a veena. A sannyasi who is always engaged in music for spiritual elevation is called Saraswati. One who has become completely educated and is free from all kinds of ignorance, and who is never unhappy, even in a distressed condition, is called Bharati. One who has become very expert in absolute knowledge, who is situated in the absolute truth, and who always discusses the absolute truth, is called Puri. All these sannyasis are assisted by brahmacharis, who are described as follows: one who knows his real identity and is fixed in his particular occupational duty, who is always happy in spiritual understanding, is called Swarup Brahmachari. One who completely knows the Brahman effulgence and is always engaged in the practice of yoga is called Prakasha Brahmachari. One who has acquired absolute knowledge and who always meditates on the absolute truth, knowledge, the unlimited and the Brahman effulgence, thus keeping himself in the transcendental bliss, is called Ananda Brahmachari. One who is able to distinguish between matter and spirit, who is never disturbed by material transformations, and who meditates on the unlimited, inexhaustible, spiritual Brahman effulgence, is a first-class learned brahmachari and is called Chaitanya. When Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya was talking with Gopinathacharya about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sannyas community, he appreciated the first name, Sri Krishna, but did not like the surname Chaitanya, which is the name for a brahmachari belonging to the Bharati community. He therefore suggested that the Lord be elevated to the Saraswati community. However, Gopinathacharya pointed out that the Lord does not depend on any external formality. Gopinathacharya was firmly convinced that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Krishna himself and therefore independent of any external ritual or formality. If one wants to engage in pure devotional service, he does not require titular superiority as a Bharati or a Saraswati. Bhattacharya kohe, inhara praudha jauvana, kemate sannyasi dharma haibe raksana. The Bhattacharya inquired, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in full-fledged youthful life. How can he keep the principles of sannyas? Nirantara inhake Vedanta sunaiva vairagya advaita marge pravesha karaiva. I shall continuously recite the Vedanta philosophy before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so that he may remain fixed in his renunciation and thus enter upon the path of monism. Purport. According to Sārvabhauma Bhattacārya, among sannyasis, the cultivation of Vedanta philosophy helps in becoming detached from sense gratification. Thus, a sannyasi can protect the prestige of wearing a loincloth, kaupina. One has to practice sense control as well as mind control and subdue the 6 forces of speech, mind, anger, tongue, belly, and genitals. Then one can become expert in understanding the devotional service of the Lord and thus become a perfect sannyasi. For that purpose, one must cultivate knowledge and renunciation regularly. When one is attached to material sense gratification, he cannot protect his sannyas order. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya suggested that by the study of Vairagya, renunciation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu might be saved from the clutches of full-fledged youthful desires. So,
Can I ask a question? Because I just missed a little bit. So he's quoting Upanishadamrita there? Or
I was just saying.
no, he just, Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya is impersonal, right? Was one of the topmost sannyasis there. I think he's just, I don't know, he's just, he has this idea that he's going to instruct the Lord, but the next verses are going to explain how that's going to, the Lord is going to actually liberate Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya from his misconception.
that was a purport.
Right, that was the purpose.
Okay.
So he's going to actually transform Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya and relieve him from his misconceptions. And anyway, we continue here, see what's happening. So Sārvabhauma continues here. What we were reading was purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya then suggested, if Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would like, I could bring him into a first-class sampradaya by offering him saffron cloth and performing the reformatory process again. Purport: the Bhaṭṭācārya wanted to reinstate Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu into the Saraswati Sampradaya because he did not like the laws belonging to the Bharati Sampradaya or Puri Sampradaya. Actually, he did not know the position of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not depend on any inferior or superior sampradaya. The Supreme Personality of Godhead remains in the supreme position in all circumstances. Suni Gopinata Mukunda Dunhe Dukkha Haila Gopinatacharya Kichu Kahite Lagila. Gopinatacharya and Mukunda Datta became very unhappy when they heard this, because Gopinatacharya obviously was Vaishnava. Gopinatacharya therefore addressed Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya as follows. Gopinatacharya is the brother-in-law of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya. Bhaṭṭācārya tumi inhara na jana mahima, Bhagavata lakshanera inhatei sima. My dear Bhaṭṭācārya, you do not know the greatness of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All the symptoms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are found in him to the highest degree. I'm going to read the purport because Devananda Prabhu loves to hear the purport. Since the Bhaṭṭācārya was an impersonalist, he had no idea of the absolute truth beyond the impersonal effulgence. However, Gopinath Acharya informed him that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who know the absolute truth know it in three phases, as explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam ya ganam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti sabjati. Those who are in knowledge of the non-dual absolute truth know very clearly what is Brahman, what is Paramatma, and what is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is from Bhagavatam 1.2.11. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is Sat Aisvarya Purna, complete with 6 opulences. Gopinath Acharya emphasized that all those 6 opulences were completely existing in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tahate Vikyata Inho Paraman Isvara Anya Stane Kichu Nahe Viniera Gochara. Gopinath Acharya continued, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is celebrated as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are ignorant in this connection find the conclusion of knowledgeable men very difficult to understand. Sishya gana kohe, Isvara kaha kon pramane, Acharya kohe, Vinya mata Isvara lakshane. The disciple of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya retaliated. By what evidence do you conclude that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord? Gopinathacharya replied, the statements of authorized acharyas who understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead are proof. So I'm going to just read the purport of this and we can finish here for today. Since the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there have been many pseudo-incarnations in India who do not present authorized evidence. 500 years ago, the disciples of Sārvabhauma Bhaṭṭācārya, being very learned scholars, were certainly right in asking Gopinathacharya for evidence. If a person proposes that he himself is God, or that someone else is an incarnation of God, or God himself, he must cite evidence from Shastra to prove this claim. Thus, the request of the Bhattacharya disciples is quite bona fide. Unfortunately, at the present moment, it has become fashionable to present an incarnation of God without referring to the Shastras. Before an intelligent person accepts someone as an incarnation of God, however, he must ask about the evidence. When the disciple of Sārvabhauma Bhattacārya challenged Gopinathacharya, he immediately replied correctly, we must hear the statements of great personalities in order to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Krishna is established as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by statements from authorized persons like Brahma, Narada, Vyasadeva, Asita, Arjuna, and many others. Similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also established as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by evidence from the same personalities. This will be explained later. And that continues on and on. It's going to be a great discussion there. So we're going to conclude here, unless, please, if you have any comments. Well, we will continue tomorrow to hear more about how the Lord liberates Sārvabhauma Bhattacārya from his misconception of impersonal Brahman and bring him to the line of Mahaprabhu. Jai Sri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Srila Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī Prabhu ki jai, Srila S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai. And maybe actually, before we start singing, we can quickly ask, Kelikadamba Nana Didi to just give us a little report of what happened yesterday in the beautiful program that we had in the Unitarian Church in Richmond, which was well attended, right? So maybe you can just give us a little report.
Well, we had a very beautiful gathering in a church about we had a beautiful gathering in a local church that's about 25 minutes from here. And we've had a couple of programs there in the last few months, very informal. And we've had a little gathering of guests come each time that have also then come to the temple. One of those came last night, Faye. And it was a lovely evening. Rai Kishori and Sudarshan Prabhu, even though they were quite unwell, they still sang beautifully, and they the way that they spoke about kirtan and why we sing kirtan, and then explaining a couple of kirtans that they chose. The guests actually were commenting that they really appreciated how sincere and alive what they were talking about was. And I mean, we find that in them when we hear them speak, but it was nice to hear the guests actually feel to feel that and appreciate that it wasn't a kirtan. Sorry, it wasn't a kirtan performance. You know, like this is actually being done as a sincere offering and an attempt to sorry, really make a call to the divine and try to deepen that connection in their lives. And they were so grateful actually to have come. Like we had, well, at the end we had some chai and cake. Sorry. And then the devotees actually were mingling in the church and talking to the guests, and everyone was saying like they were just so touched actually, which made it just so wonderful. You know, like we appreciate an event like that, but to have new people come and actually feel something, that was really that was just such a happy thing. It feels like, yes, success. I mean, we're not in control of the outcome. We can just try and offer something and do our best, and it's up to the Lord. So it's extra happy when you see people come and get touched by something. You know, and a few were saying that they'll come to the temple. We'll see. But yeah, it was lovely, and again, just feeling so super grateful that they came here. And they have invitations, standing invitations, for all the centers around the world all the time. They're always, people are always wanting to pull them, the devotees. But they don't have, they've got so much service where they are. And it's not that they're busy because they're trying to build their own empire and, you know, build nest eggs for the kids, and, you know, they're really trying to build something for the temple, you know, to secure the temple and to make better facilities for the temple, and see how that can expand. So yeah, we're so fortunate that they came, and, you know, even possibly thinking about next time, which is amazing, really, really amazing. So, yeah.
And you know, one couple from Spain turned up at the end of the program. They were just passing by. This year.
Oh, okay.
They were just passing by, and they really loved the atmosphere. They were really interested. But they missed the whole program. But they were very interested with the atmosphere of the devotees and everything. And they said that they were going to come today to see the temple.
Wow.
And they know a little bit about karma and all of these terms. But yeah, it was nice.
It's amazing because we're living in a little bubble most of the time. We're in Gurudev's house. We're hearing the scriptures in the morning, in the evening. We're discussing. We're with devotees. We're in a bubble, and most people are not.
Beautiful bubble.
A beautiful bubble. Most people are not experiencing that in their day-to-day lives, and they come into that and they actually do feel this is something different. You do hear that. Like a lady came the other day. She just moved nearby and she came in because she thought we were doing yoga. Like Hatha yoga or something. And she came in and straight away she's like, wow, this feels amazing in here. You know, and it's a good reminder because I can take that for granted. Right. And we don't know. Actually, Navakishori was saying something super beautiful. I don't want to go on, but she was saying something super beautiful the other day that we know Gurudev is managing everything. And there's certain things expected of us when we're here in the ashram. And she was saying, and if we're not following that and we're not trying to lift up what's happening and do our best, it means not that we're being judged, but we're wanting to contribute and not just take or detract. She was saying it's not that someone will be finding a fault and saying, out you go. Gurudev is managing everything and you'll just be taken away. And it's a good reminder to think, for me, not to take it for granted where I am and this chance that we've been given, because so many people, they don't have that. They just don't. They don't have... I'm saying it again. But anyway, and so when we see people coming from outside and see and hear them express that they feel something, and it's a happy thing to see, like, okay, we're making an offering and people are connecting with that opportunity, but they're also reminding me to appreciate where I am and who I'm with.
And also when all these programs, the outside programs, the outreach programs are so important because, you know, as you're saying, we are in a bubble, but then when you go out and somebody's really searching for something higher, and then they really are keen to hear, and it's really encouraging actually, and remind you of the need to share, to distribute what we're learning, the gift that has been given to us, to share that with others. Otherwise we are misers, like I heard.
We live in the bubble, but we make something nice to this bubble, get a vibration to get more people.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. The bubble is open.
Well, we are together, serving together, trying to, you know, inspire ourselves also, right? To be able to share. It's like if the doctor don't heal, you know, you have to look after yourself in the sense of nourishing your spiritual life, that you are able to transmit that to others or to help others. That applies to us also. We need to also make an effort to nourish ourselves. And like Gurudev said, we have to preach by example. Practice what you preach. Is it called
Yes.
Preach?
Practice what you preach.
Practice what you preach.
And that was the thing. No.
And that is?
I saw that how, like, probably 4 clear, like, not counting all the micro things along the way, but some big things happened to Ryan Sudarshan after leaving the house to come here. And they could have gone, okay, no, this is an indication, no. They're like, no, we're talking about Sharanagati this weekend. We have to continue to, like, go deeper and really practice what we're trying to share. And not just sort of like, okay, we say one thing, but then like fall short. You know, like they're really continuously going, no, I can give more in this situation. Not like, okay, here I'll draw the line because this is, it's like, go all the way in, give more. Like you're saying, like practice what you preach, and it's such a fortune to be around devotees that are, you know, all the devotees are glorious, like really trying to take what our gurus are saying make it one with their hearts, live by that, like be transformed by that. Like Sudarshan said a few times on the weekend, like, we don't want to remain being the person, I don't want to remain being the person that I have been, where I've been stuck. Like, oh, that's just how I am. It's not. That's being required, that's something, and especially like when we feel ourselves acting in a certain way in the environment, and then instead of like, oh, this is how I am, it's like, no, you're seeing this because that actually needs to be offered up and changed. So you can give more. Anyway, many beautiful
Transformation.
things. Yeah. So.
And also today, we have, well, Sudarshan and Rai Kishori will be going to Green Street for the program there. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Kavirāja ki Jai. They will be going to Green Street for the program at our East London branch. So for those who would like to go there and join the program there today at midday, Green Street, please do go. But also we have another program in Staines, a Kirtan event at 1 o'clock. From 1 to 1:30, there is a multicultural event in Staines happening. So we can give you the details if you are interested to join us there. Okay, Dandava pranams to everyone. Jai Shri Gurudev ki Jai. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Kavirāja ki Jai. Jaminupasla Bhakti Sundar Govinda Deva Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Jaminupasla Bhakti Prakshya Deva Gosvāmī Maharaj ki Jai. Jaminupasla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki Jai. Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga ki Jai. Rama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Shri Caitanya Saraswati Math ki Jai. Shri Caitanya Saraswati Math London ki Jai. Shri Caitanya Saraswati Math Sri Acharya Vrinda ki Jai. Jai Shri Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki Jai. Shri Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Swami Prabhu ki Jai. Shri Bhakti Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Harinama Sankirtan ki Jai. Our Dandava pranams to all the devotees worldwide ki Jai. Shri Harinama Sankirtan ki Jai. By Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol.
Saraswati Devi Dasi ki Jai.
Gurudev ki Jai.
On a sunny morning.
On a sunny morning. The streaming.